Well, it's Chief Joseph Days, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a rodeo?
It started in 1946, and the first rodeo was held in a corral up on top of the moraine. And everybody liked it so well that they got busy and built the first part of this. This has been rebuilt and enlarged since then.
Who's Chief Joseph?
Well, he's the Indian chief that was a Nez Perce that, and when they fought their way clear up to the Canadian border and didn't quite make it. Well, Parker, we'll go see. Valley Bronze.
We're going to see Lyle. You're the vice president here.
Mm-hmm. Executive vice president, yeah.
And how long has the place been in existence?
Since 1982.
Okay.
Since 1982 it's been in existence, and it's grown to be a West Coast force, really. It's probably the biggest, most influential casting facility on the West Coast now.
Yeah, we'll just pretend like you're a new artist, and this is the grand tour to give you an idea of the process. Most artists that we have not casted their products like to come through and see how we work. This is the mold department. This is Susie Jensen. She works here. She was one of the first employees that began when the process started in 1982. Their new piece of art is brought up to the mold department, and here what they do is decide what would be the best way to place a mold on the original in terms of how the wax will flow into that rubber mold.
So that's the artist's
Yes,
work
that's
right
an
there.
original.
Okay.
That is an original, and this is made out of clay.
Okay.
And this one happens to be by Fred Boyer
Okay, so.
out of Anaconda, Montana. Mostly deals with wildlife. What she's done right here is she's broken the original down. She's placed wax around here, and what that does is that brings that up into position for the molding. She's actually taking an air gun and blowing the mold down into the crevices so there aren't any negatives or bad spots that the wax department will have to clean out. After she's done that, she's going to take a product, it's like a wax coat. It's paper that has wax on it, and she'll come here, and it's called a shim line. It actually is a division between the two rubber sides of it that will open it up. The reason that they are removed is because as the wax mold is taken downstairs and has a product which is wax poured into it, when they take the mold and open it up, if there's a lot of appendages and things sticking out, they may be tore off. So that's what she's done right here, is she cut off a leg that came up in a position that would probably put stress on the rubber mold. Well, the West Coast is more wildlife. The East Coast is more birds and dogs, and more art that's geared to
Maybe abstract.
the East Coast. Smile. Okay, this room here is called the wax pouring department. What Sherry Matthews is doing is she is taking the original rubber and she is warming the rubber up because the wax that's going into it is very hot. After the rubber mold is warmed up, she will take and pour in the first coat, which will pick up all the detail, and then rotate that around, allow that to sit a few minutes, and then put a second or third coat in. Okay, Sherry's getting ready to pour some wax into one of the rubber molds to give you an idea of it. After she pours the wax and is cooled inside the rubber mold, she opens the rubber mold up and brings it into here. You were asking about the detail. Let me show you a rubber here that's open and show you how much detail is in here that it actually picks up. See all that fine feather? This is actually a Chetfield's eagle head. All that fine detail of the little feathers, the eye, the beak. Everything that is in the original will be picked up in that rubber mold. Each one of the girls will pick up a complete order and they will start chasing it. Each order that goes through the process will have its individual order number. After the pieces have been chased with, most of these are dental tools that they're working with, hot tools. They will chase out the imperfections as far as holes or pluses. If there's anything that needs to be attached, they will attach it.
Oh, like the heads and the...
If we need to, like the legs of this mule might be
Right.
attached like this. We have a product that's like a glue. We'll wax it together, and then she'll chase that out, and you'll never know that was ever cut off.
Wow, well that's an art in itself, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely.
We have a very seasoned crew that have worked here. Most of them here have been here 5 to 10 years. And so we feel like we're very seasoned and we're very experienced, and our products show it.
A lot of the folks that work here, artists themselves?
Teresa has done work. Dick Cross, our manager, has actually sculpted some work. So some of the people have experimented with it.
I couldn't do this without being an artist.
That's right.
The waxes are brought in from the spruing department. You can see how they're all set up there and all sprued. Now what happens is they're going to climatize. They're going to become the temperature that we need to apply the first coat. They have to wear these suits that are designed to keep them from the temperatures that go up to 3,000 degrees. These cups right here are getting ready to go into the burnout furnace.
If there was anything like that, I'm not going.
All right, after the ceramic has been taken off the metal and the sprues and the cups have been cut off, then they're brought in here and each piece is put together here in a box so that whatever the piece is, it will have all of its components in one box here. Then the metal tooling room will clean up, take off all the excess sprues, and then one by one they'll weld them back together and attach them back, place their windows back in.
Now what kind of metal is that?
That's bronze.
Oh, that is bronze.
So
Is that what you mostly use is bronze?
the biggest share is bronze, yeah. The patina is very important. It really makes the piece, the final destination, really brings it to life. This is Dennis Brennan. He's a resident here of Joseph for a long time. If you recognize the name, he's the grandson of Walter Brennan.
Oh,
Who
really?
used to live here.
I heard about you. I heard about your dad or your granddad.
Walter, yes.
Hey, can I hear you talk? Do you talk like him? Don't have that accent, huh?
And he doesn't even walk like him either.
New England accent my grandfather had.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Where was he from in New England?
Just out of Salem.
Okay, well that's where I'm from, Massachusetts.
Oh, well, he grew up in Lynn. No, he grew up in Schwabston. My grandmother grew up in Lynn.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Do you ever get back there, or are you...
I've never been back there in my life.
Really? Just love this area so much?
Well, when you're born and raised here, what do you do? I've left here several times, and here I am back, just like Sharon, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. And been doing this kind of work for a long time?
About 13 years.
Yeah. What'd you do before that? Were you ranching, or...?
I've shot horses, I've been a logger, I've worked on ranches.
But
all kinds of things.
we're glad he's here, though.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, this is his niche. He's absolutely fantastic, especially with horses. Any type of a breed of horse, he can really put that into the bronze.
Wow, it's beautiful.
thank you.
Which is a sideline of his too. He shoes horses.
Yeah, I'm also very. When I'm not here, when I get done here at the end of the day, I go out and shoot horses.
Now, your granddad apparently owned a big ranch out here, didn't he?
Yeah, we had 12,000 acres between here and Nama.
Is that right?
That's where I grew up.
Do you still have a substantial amount of that?
No. When he passed away, they sold the ranch to help settle the estate.
Oh, I see.
So-
Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s when he passed away.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Gosh, he's still around, you know. He's got
Oh, yeah.
his image is
Yeah.
classic guy. That's great. All right, well, thank you.
Actually, this was a godsend to us because the logging has just almost been removed, and the ranching, a lot of the ranchers, it's just been real tough in the county. So the artwork came in and filled a real void that we had. This piece here goes to Schweitzer Mountain. It's by Dorothy Fowler, and we brought it in and put a new coat of patina on it and a new wax, and it'll be taken back up and put in position for the new season coming up.
Okay, little bitty guy.
There he is.
Boy.
I think it's interesting for people to know how we found you. My friend knew I was coming here to Joseph, Oregon, and so she clicked in on Joseph, Oregon through the internet, and the newspaper came up, and she went to the newspaper and to the editorial page and saw a letter written by you to the editor, and called you up, right? That's how it happened.
Yep, and I said, come on.
What did you actually say in that letter?
Well, I'd have to know exactly which one it is.
It was 2 weeks ago. The last one that was in the paper.
I wrote several, and some of them didn't get
Oh,
printed.
I see.
So
Okay.
we'd have to.
I think you were complaining about growth and how people downtown weren't listening. That you were talking about the growth of Joseph in this
it was
letter.
it was the fact that we would have to grow, and we had to grow in the recreation area because that's all we got left. But there's no reason to have it get out of hand like Jackson or Sedona.
You don't want to see it turn into that, huh?
No. But it's not up to me. I'm not going to be here. So
Right.
mine is purely logic and some of the rationale that I've seen by traveling, and then the 43 years I had here, and 3 years in Palm Springs, and that's what gave me the background to make some observations.
Well,
But
I want to thank you so much for having me and letting me stay at your place last night. It's been great meeting you.
I've just enjoyed this immensely.
Have you?
That's the first time it's ever happened to me, probably the last time.
And you want the tapes, right?
You're damn right. I want the uncut caboodle, and if you need me to buy you more of those little tapes there, digital tapes, you just tell me how much.
Don't worry about it. It's on me, buddy. Thank you so much for having me.